Are we live?
We're
I think we're live.
live. We're jumping into it
Yep.
with rap shit. Go.
Going straight into rap shit. So, this is what we got. Let's see if you can figure this out. I want to make sure. Okay. By looking in her eyes, knowing she can do for herself, makes me want to give her my world. Only kind of girl I want. Independent queen, working for her throne. I love her 'cause she got her own.
I know it.
You know it?
Yeah. Is it's
That was a very small piece, so
I know
that's
it's
impressive.
I know it's Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
Is it She Got Her Own?
Fire. Come on.
Yeah.
There you go. Who's
Fabulous.
on that? Okay.
Okay. And Neo.
Oh, man. Let's get it.
Know what she can do for herself. Makes me wanna give her my web. Only kind of girl I want. Independent queen working for her throne. I love her 'cause she got her own.
Fire.
Yeah. Hi, Rolo. Hi, Puddin. Okay. All right, get down, baby. So, you guys, welcome back. Wait, hold on. Back it up. So, why did you pick that song? Why she got her own?
Well, I was trying to do like this easy, medium, hard thing in my mind.
Okay.
And then I looked at the lyrics. I was going to do the beginning of the song because it's kind of like a monologue and not singing it.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, nah, maybe that'll be, I think
How does this start?
the beginning of it.
Yeah.
I believe it's Neo. This is a dedication to independent women.
Yes.
To the one working hard for hers. This is what. Yeah. So
Yes,
I thought
yes,
that might have
yes.
been a little too hard because no one really remember. I don't know if anyone really calls that back when they
Yes, when they
sing
think
the
about the
right?
song. Mm-hmm. I
But
love
then
the
rest
video.
of after that, it's too easy the whole way through. It's way too easy. I love her because she got her own.
Yeah.
She don't mind. She don't need mine, so she leave mine alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's way too easy. So I had to find like
more sexy
something.
than a girl that want but don't need me. Yeah. Lovely
Fire.
face, nicely that. Yeah.
Fire.
That's my jam.
Fire
Let me tell you
song,
something.
bro.
That song was everything. That I want to say that song came out when we were in college, so probably somewhere in like 2013. I want to say
Un momento.
somewhere in there, 2012, 2013.
Un momento.
And it was a vibe. I absolutely loved the music video too. It was like
2008.
2008. Okay, so I'm wrong, but it's fine.
I was like high school.
I was in high school, yeah. So yeah, completely black and white music video.
Yeah.
Baddies in the video, and there was a few cameos of like.
Was that in it? No.
I'm pretty. Estelle was in there.
Yes. Tracy Ellis Ross is in there?
No, another girlfriend. Mm-hmm.
Maya?
No, the one with the big lips. The one that everyone says that Yvonne Orji looks like.
Not I was gonna say Joan. Her name is Golden. That I know. Her real name.
No, it's not. That's Maya. The one that it is the one with the really big lips, the one that everyone thinks that Yvonne Orji looks like.
Ah, yes.
It was Tracy Ellis Ross's character, Joan's best friend.
And now I gotta look it up.
I can't think of her name right now. There's probably people screaming and it's like, is that? Well, whatever. But yeah, she made a cameo in that video.
Jill Marie Jones.
Yeah, I would have never got her name.
Yeah. Antoinette Marie. I don't know why they have that as here. But yes, I know who you're talking about.
So yeah, fire song.
Fire.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rap shit is not always rap. It could be other things. And that was R&B. And it was rap. Fabulous.
It is. Yeah. As long as it has rapping in it, even if it has like an R&B feature, it still counts.
Best thing about this game is you could pick, this is like infinite because you can pick different sections of songs and it still be hella hard.
Yeah.
So
different verses and everything.
Yep.
So yeah, welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
Hey.
What's happening?
To another episode of the One Thing for Certain podcast. Okay, we're happy to have you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if this is your first time, hey.
Mm-hmm.
If this is your second or third time, if you're coming back to see us, welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see you out there, okay? You know, it's just me and
Yeah.
my husband, Alia and Carrick, talking
What's
about
happening?
the things that married people like to talk about, which is usually whatever comes to their mind. Like if
What's
you have
clients
a
home?
married friend, you know, couple, chances are they just talk about whatever they feel like talking about. And so that's what we're going to do, you know.
Yeah,
That's our
man.
jam, that's our stilo. And hopefully you are enjoying the conversations,
Yeah,
okay?
man.
If this is your first time here or if it's your second time or third time back and you haven't clicked that subscribe button, do that. Go ahead and just press the button. To press the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button. You heard what
it's
she said.
it's not gonna hurt, you know. It just means that you get to come back and see us and visit us, you know, every week. Hit the notification bell. Go ahead and leave a little like, a little comment. Tell the kids what you feeling,
Cause we
okay?
gonna be here every week.
We go listen, come hella high water. It's
We
so
yeah.
funny. My sister, I told her, I was like, so, you know, I think this was a few weeks ago. I was like, yeah, we're like on episode like 6 or 7. She was like, what?
This would be 8.
Already? Yeah, we're here every week. Okay, we're gonna be
Yep.
here every week, even when you're not. So if you want some stuff to go back and binge, go on back and binge it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we're here for it. So yeah, um, we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So our current obsession.
Yep. Who wants to go first?
I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. My current obsession at the moment, which is jewelry.
jewelry.
I have a very interesting like thing going on right now with jewelry that I can't afford. Let's just call it what it is.
Go
Like
ahead and just say
we
that.
we went to Vegas a few days ago, a few weeks ago, depending on when you're watching this. But we went to Vegas in July. I'll say that, and had went to, I guess it was the Bellagio or the Venetian, one of these expensive ass places. We didn't stay there,
Not at all.
but you know, first time Vegas goers, you know, these malls that they have in these different hotels and
Mall slash casinos
slash casinos
slash
slash
food
concert
courts
halls slash
slash
food courts slash
theater. They're
it's
massive.
multi hyphenated
Hyphen
hyphenated. What's the
multi
word?
hyphenated.
Yeah, mostly hyphenated, and having these like different stores. I mean, we live in Atlanta, but we don't go to Lenox or Phipps often. So,
Because
being
you'll get
able to,
robbed.
hey, we're
Because
gonna
you'll
talk
get
about that
robbed.
one day. But yeah, so being able to see like a Van Cleef store, which is like the jewelry that I'm kind of obsessed with at the moment. You know, if you ever see celebrities or anybody with money that got like these clover bracelets, they also have these clover chains. It's like my favorite thing at the
Yeah.
moment. I would get them in every version, the rose gold, yellow, platinum, just beautiful jewelry. And it's funny because the jewelry that I like, I'm starting to understand is apparently dainty for men.
You do like a dainty
And I
little
don't really, you know,
moment.
I like jewelry that is it look good on me,
Yeah.
but yeah, and I have an uncle who's also into jewelry, and he's always picking at me because he likes big watches and like big bracelets, and he be
Yeah.
trying to like sell me on stuff, and I'd be like, oh, that's not my type of thing,
Yeah,
but
he like his jewelry Steve Harvey scale.
yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day, because he has definitely changed his wardrobe
Yeah,
as of late. But yeah, you
yeah,
do
man.
like a more simplistic,
Mm-hmm.
understated, I will say. I wouldn't call it dainty. They're not big. You like things that are proportional, right?
I do.
Yeah, and you
I
don't like them
do.
being like, you don't like gaudy or
Nah,
loud
you're not
jewelry.
gonna see me with a chain that spin and got a
Come
hundred
on.
carats on it. That's
You're not
not
gonna be
me.
walking around with a Busta Rhymes.
Nah, there's yeah, but
Busta Rhymes be walking around with armor on him. He walking
that shit
around.
is so funny, bro. There's a in hey,
Yeah.
and if y'all know what I'm talking, if y'all know what we're talking about in terms of like scale, there
Jesus.
is an interview on for Busta Rhymes from maybe last year or so with Ebro from Hot 97. He has like an interview show that he does, and Busta Rhymes is on there previewing some of the stuff for like the Pharrell Louis Vuitton
Right.
show, and Busta Rhymes was in there talking about Pharrell. But if you see what he has on his neck and his wrist, it's crazy.
Brother.
It's crazy,
I'm pretty
bro.
sure he had one of these sitting on the top of his chest,
The
bro.
Cubans that he
It's
had on his, the
stupid. You want
Cubans,
to the Cubans
the
on
Cubans he
Cubans?
had is crazy,
The
bro. It's
layers
crazy.
don't make any sense.
But yeah,
You
man.
couldn't see his throat.
But yeah, I like, and I also like custom jewelry too. I don't have any of this stuff, but like just
One
being
can
able
dream.
to, yeah, one could dream, man. And it's cool to, I like window shopping. I don't know about everybody else,
Let's go.
but I don't mind going into these stores.
It costs
Like
you nothing.
David Yurman has a good collection
Yes.
out for men that has really nice bracelets and like really cool
It's the
chains and
one
stuff.
that it's the collection that Michael B.
Michael B.
Jordan
Jordan,
is
yeah, his
like essentially the
it's
ambassador
cool,
of right
man.
now.
It's dope stuff. So it's
Nice
interesting to
collection.
walk in there. I'm not gonna say no prices on here because I ain't gonna buy it either way.
Shit, we
But
don't know.
one day, nah, I know. I done peeked.
I
I
don't.
had to peek and
I don't
see.
look at such things.
I had to see. Well, how much is this?
Let me
But
just take a gander.
yeah, but yeah, that's my current obsession.
Okay, come on, window shopping. I
What you
love
want?
that. All right, so I'm gonna switch
Dun
it up.
dun. Nah, I'm
Nah,
just kidding.
you thought. I'm gonna switch it up this week. Last week's episode of Game of Thrones was like meh. It was okay. You know,
Yeah, they
nothing
can't hit you
too.
every time with
They
the
can't hit you every
foolishness.
single week with the fire
Big ass
dragons and
Vagar need a
the
rest.
yeah.
She need a
She
heal.
really
She do.
does
She need a heal.
actually.
She got scratched up crazy.
She has to heal. You know, after chomping yet another
Sure.
dragon. But what I will say is that my current obsession, and I've been toying around with this idea for a while,
Okay.
honestly, leaving the country. I don't
Oh
know,
boy.
my fellow Americans, all right, I'm talking to you. If you've been paying attention at all in like any way, shape, or form to the current political climate, and before I say any of this, I'm going to preface by saying we are on vibes, okay?
Yeah,
We
yeah, yeah,
understand
yeah,
that everybody is being inundated and like just thrown into the thick of it. By no means are we the type of people to like kind of stick our heads in the sand about certain things. But we do know that after a long week of probably being berated with this type of information, that you just kind of want a reprieve. And we're here for the giggles, and
yeah,
we're here to
yeah.
provide that. But one thing we're gonna be is fucking for real, okay?
Because we live in America,
Because we
and
live in America, and I
probably
don't
most
think.
of y'all do too. And if you don't live in America, it may not affect you now, but it might affect you later.
Chill.
Just how the page turns.
Come on. The way
So
the cookie's gonna crumble, that motherfucker's dissolving. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. As my sister would say, you don't have to be anything, but at least be fucking for real. And I don't feel like America's being fucking for real. Okay. We have, I feel like when we go to the polls in November, it's going to say what the and fuck for the options. You know what I'm saying?
the is the Green Party.
What the and then fuck. It's just nonsense, and I'm really over it. I'm so tired of feeling like every single day it's like a critical what is it that they called it in Into the Spider-Verse, a
Oh,
canon
a
event.
canon
I
event.
feel like every single
Great
time I
callback.
turn on my phone is a canon event. If I see Amber Rose one more time on my timeline,
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
scroll away from these. I feel like I'm running away from like Slenderman or something. Like
Yeah,
every time I turn around, it's like right behind me. There's just more information about foolishness regarding our current state of leadership. And it's annoying. And honestly, I've been a little disillusioned with like the whole idea with like the American dream and just the promises that or the propaganda rather, that is being pushed like when it comes to America about it being like this, golden city on the hill kind of thing. Ever since we watched that documentary, honestly, Where to Invade Next. It was a documentary that we watched on, I think, Amazon Prime a few years ago, where this guy essentially went to other like modern or Western countries,
yeah,
and essentially decided to pick and choose like certain policies and things that they implement, for their country that makes it a really great place to live, like
yep,
superior education, free healthcare,
yep,
extended parental leave for parents and things like that, things that I'm pretty sure that we can figure out a way to do here in America that would make the general I guess standard of living better for
yeah,
most of Americans. I think, with rising inflation and, climate conditions and, political unrest and social unrest and all of that jazz, that, we could be doing more for our citizens. And so, you know, Shorty's been looking abroad.
Mm,
You feel me? I've actually looked at this index. It's called the Rafi Index. So it's a Raising a Family Index. It basically grades 34 different countries on a scale based on like overall safety, quality of education, salary, paid time off, and like
mm-hmm.
leave and things like that. And, it basically shows you like where are the best countries to live, where people are the happiest. And of the 34 countries, you want to guess where America is? Swine.
34.
It's 33. It's 33. It's just
Damn.
barely.
Where is England? Well, let me look it up.
Where's the UK
The
on
UK.
that list? I want to say it's like somewhere in the middle. If I were to guess, it's probably somewhere like
Un momento.
16. Yeah, if you look up Rafi, Raising a Family Index. But yeah, just, I've been looking at a lot of expat stuff. America's the only home I've ever known. And I do love my country. It's just that it's getting spooky
It's
out
getting
there.
crazy, man.
It's getting wild out there, but I won't I don't want to bore you guys with all of that
Yeah,
because
I
I'm
mean
sure
it's an
you're seeing
election
it
year,
too.
so
Everyone's trying to
shenanigans are
convince you that the sky is falling.
shenaniganing hard, and obviously everyone is aware of the assassination attempt on Trump. Following
Yeah.
right after that was the RNC convention, the Republican National
National
Convention, where he
convention.
accepted officially accepted the Republican nomination for president, and so it's just a lot. And they had Amber Rose up there, and
I don't.
yeah,
I'm not.
it's interesting
I'm not
because
interested.
all of our timelines are flooded with it. I have two timelines between Instagram and Twitter, and so I couldn't get away from her either. And
And I won't watch her speech. I'm
I
not interested in who Amber Rose is gonna fucking vote for. I could care the fuck less. The bitch has a tattoo on her forehead.
yeah,
Like, why are we
I mean
looking
so
to
does
her
Mike
for?
Tyson, but
But I don't look to him for political advice either. Like the
and
fuck.
21 Savage,
I do. None of these people. I
DC
look.
DC Young Fly.
Nope.
Okay, all right, that's all I had. I don't have nothing
I,
else.
they are great in their respective trades.
Yeah, man. I
But
don't know.
yeah, I'm not looking for their opinion when it comes to, who our political leaders should be.
Yeah, and obviously we have a responsibility to vote and all these other things,
And I
but
will
it's
be.
we're just speaking from what we've seen and what seems to be. We're only it's it's July. We have what 4 months I think until election day, and so it's coming up to that point. So yeah,
It's ghetto regardless.
do your research, vote. You know,
Vote. That's all.
yeah,
That's it and that's all. Okay. So those were our current obsessions.
yes sir.
So I got Are We in Like or Love for
Okay,
you. So, like Carrick said, we
mm-hmm.
recently went to Vegas.
We did
Okay.
first
And
time.
yes, very first time in Las Vegas. And before we fully divulge into like our time there, would you say you're in like or love with Vegas? How did you feel about
Ooh,
that being that far west for the very first time?
I don't know if I'm like stamped on like or stamped on love all the way either. But it was um love. Love is a strong word.
It is a strong word. That's why it's like
You
or
know,
love.
I like Vegas. I like Vegas. I would go. Okay, I would go back
Okay.
because there's things I feel like I didn't get to see.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff that we didn't get a chance to see. We were
Yeah,
only there
yeah,
for
yeah.
4 days. And
Yeah.
2 of those days should not have been legal for us to go out.
Well, I mean, it was a
And
desert, and we were in. It was in July, so I mean, the
correct.
minute we got out of the airport, it was 115 degrees, and I'm not
16.
that's not an exaggeration.
No.
Again, desert in July, and so middle of July at that, and so that was a shell shock because we are Caribbean people, but Jamaica ain't never been 115 degrees, 16 degrees. It just ain't never happened, and it ain't never been that high of a temperature, uh, and dry at the same time. So really, really interesting how that turned out. But then we also saw in the desert rain for the last couple
That
days.
shocked the shit out. That actually surprised me
Yeah.
more than the 116-degree weather. And yes, we are saying 116,
Yeah, yeah,
116
100%.
degrees. When we walked out of the airport,
Couldn't believe it.
it's like I walked out of the airport and into a brick oven.
Yeah.
Okay. I felt like a Papa John's pizza. Okay. It was too much. I
Yeah.
didn't even know that there were places in this country that could get that hot. And then the nerve, the nerve of this place for when the sun went down, it went down to 96 degrees.
It did.
So it was still hot as
I think
hell.
that first night it was 100 though. It went down to 100.
Oh, it
Which
did.
it
Okay. It didn't
yeah.
even make it to 90.
Yeah, no, no, no.
It was at 100.
Yeah, I think it was 100.
Just a measly 6 degrees.
Yeah,
It reduced. It didn't make
well,
any
yeah,
sense.
it reduced from 116 when we got there to 100. So it went down 16 degrees, but it was still 100 degrees.
Good God.
Still triple digits. So yeah, it's crazy.
It was wild. The rest of the trip after that was regular hot weather, but I was just so taken aback by how absolutely hot it was. The hotel we stayed at was fly.
10 out of 10 to that place. Love that place.
10 out of 10. We'll definitely be going back.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 for that place for
It
sure.
was fire.
Love that.
Saw a couple of famous people, which was pretty cool.
Saw a
That
few,
was staying at the same hotel as us.
which was kind of cool.
It was kind of cool. Ran into Aquafina. Okay. That was fire.
Oh man.
And also, I don't know this young lady's name. I didn't look her up. But from the series Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Donald Glover.
Yes. His co-actress.
Correct. His female lead. She was there as well, which was pretty cool. We saw a couple of really good shows. Saw Love and Laughter with Cedric the Entertainer and Toni Braxton.
Their last show, they got
Yeah.
a residency out there for a little bit.
I think it got extended.
Oh, it did get.
Yes.
I keep saying it was the last show.
Yes.
It got
Well,
extended.
it was what was perceived to be the last show.
Yeah,
and then by the time we got there, we realized that it was extended, which was pretty dope.
Yeah, you think that would be an interesting thing. You see Tony and
I thought it was
Toni
very
Braxton.
ransom when I first heard it. Like
Yeah.
Cedric the Entertainer and Toni Braxton. What?
But it was they meshed it well. Cedric did great.
Lovely.
Tony gonna come. Like Tony's old school diva R&B. She's one of the architects. So it I ain't
Fire.
had no kind of trepidation about whether Tony was gonna show up. I just didn't know how Cedric was gonna fit in all of that.
I just didn't, and I actually like Cedric the Entertainer
He
quite
did
a bit. I like his
fantastic.
stand up.
Yeah, he
But
did great.
the way that they meshed it together was very dope. Two
Very
Chainz
cool.
made a special appearance.
2 Chainz did. Yeah.
Just popped up on us. A
about
man
that.
had a seizure in the audience.
Fam?
That shit was wild.
That shit was crazy.
It was wild. We're
shit was
looking at
nuts.
the stage, and all of a sudden we hear, like
Yeah.
he was standing
had
up
a
and
medical incident, man.
literally seized up and fell straight back. And like right next to us, 2 rows back and like in the aisle.
And he got back up. He was
Yeah, he did. It took a
Somewhat
minute
okay.
though.
yeah. It
It took a
second.
minute for things to, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. But yeah, and then we also saw Kevin Hart. We saw his new special
Yeah, man.
out there in Chow.
He gave us a hot. I mean, Kevin was up there. I was so happy because I know, some people think Kevin is maybe
That he's not funny.
that he's not as funny as he was between
Right.
his like first 2 specials and
sure.
like some of the other things that he's done and like all the movies, and maybe some people feel like they were like a little tired of Kevin a little bit because he was just kind of all over the place. Just kind of
About all
every
of the
single movie.
place, I mean, like getting money.
Getting money, man. He's
Okay.
you got Chase commercials
He's a
and
mogul.
you got a podcast and a
just
radio
is.
show and all this other stuff.
That man
So
don't stop working.
I was looking forward to seeing what he would have in this new his new hours called
Acting My Age.
Acting My Age.
Yeah.
And man, it was great. It was great. No phone. You had the phones locked up and stuff. So
Yeah, he did. He locked our phones down. He did. They
Yeah.
were in like this big sock thing.
basically,
That only the attendants had like a lot of the key to, essentially. It worked out pretty well, frankly. And after watching the special, I can see why he locked up the phones.
and I like that he locked up the phones too, because I felt like it was as soon as those phones go away and you get in your seat, it's just y'all.
It really
Now,
forces you to
it's
be
not-
present. Yeah.
It's not you and some dude going live and you know that this is gonna end up on the internet somewhere.
Yeah.
So it just kind of felt more free for him. And as a comedian, I get it. I think when we went to we saw a couple years ago Dave Chappelle and Jon Stewart when they were
Wow.
in
Yeah.
um
The
the
Tabernacle.
Tabernacle, and they did the same thing.
Yeah, they did.
And the minute you sit down, it's like, okay, it's us.
Yeah.
It's just the audience here and the main act and the act, so they can say what they want and not feel no type of way. And for comedians, that's a big deal. And aside from the fact of
Yeah.
like making sure that their new material doesn't get leaked to the world on Twitter
Right.
right when
Right.
they're supposed to be in the middle of their tour. So I thought that
And it
was really
forces
cool.
everybody to be present as well.
Yeah,
Like
man.
everybody was locked in and
Locked in.
engaged.
It makes
Like,
a difference. I appreciate it for sure. I think low key, for at least for comedy,
and I
I
didn't
think you
mind
should
at
always do
all.
that. Yeah.
Like, it's at first you're kind of anxious because you're like, oh, my phone, because we're so addicted to them and we're
Yep.
always constantly looking at them. But as soon as those lights go down and as soon as the entertainment starts, you completely forget about it. Like you're
Yeah.
not looking for your phone. At least we weren't. So it was super dope and I absolutely enjoyed it. So the shows definitely got a love from me. The place, Las Vegas, is just a like for me right now. Yeah, it's just a like. There were a lot of really cool things, like when we saw the Bellagio fountain and seeing the pyramid and the big
The big
like
pyramid, yeah.
globe,
The sphere.
the
It's literally
sphere,
called the
the
sphere.
sphere.
There's no other name for it. Yeah.
All of that was super cool. The
Very
nightlife
dope.
was fire. We were getting our steps in for sure. But I'd have to go back to determine whether or not it
Cannabis
fell
is legal
love.
out there, so that was
Oh
cool.
man, that was really
Yeah,
nice.
cannabis is legal,
It
and
was
I was able
nice.
to, we went to a cookie store, which I've always wanted to go to, because cookies is like cool to me. So the fact that you could just, and then the experience, again, we live in Georgia, so it's very illegal. And so when you go to a
Facts.
place that's 4 hours, a 3.5 hour plane ride, and all of a sudden cannabis is legal and you can walk into a store and purchase cannabis as if you were purchasing alcohol
You can
and
walk up and
walk
down the street
out. I mean,
and smoke.
it's just a different, exactly. You could
Yeah.
walk up and down the street and smoke.
Saw
It's
people
so
with joints and it was not even an
it was
issue.
it
Nobody even looked
was
twice.
that's that was the first time we've been somewhere
Yeah.
where that kind of mattered a little bit, I guess, because you're
No.
able to.
When we were in DC, it was the same way.
You're right.
Yeah.
When we were in DC, yeah. So going to those type of places, and when your home is in a place that's where cannabis is illegal,
Yeah.
it it's it just creates a different type of like experience too, because you don't have to do this weird thing of like, are
Ooh,
you?
another thing that was obviously very legal, the Prozzies.
Yeah,
The Prozzies, they were out there.
yeah. So yeah, I mean the prostitutes. I don't know if prostitution is legal in Vegas, but and I don't.
Well, sex work obviously was because they were outside.
They were outside. We saw. We had went to the mall and saw two young ladies in a Foot Locker that we were in, and
I
one of
can't
them.
confirm that those two young ladies were ladies of the night.
Yeah,
I
maybe
can't
not,
confirm.
because yeah,
They were just dressed very
interestingly,
inappropriately.
yeah, yeah.
No, see, it was inappropriate. There was
Oh,
a young lady who had shorts, and on the back, instead of saying
say F.
just do it like Nike,
Had the Nike.
it
I
had the
mean,
Nike
I appreciate.
symbol,
I can
but it
appreciate the
said
customization, but
just F me.
just F me, not F,
And not
but
F.
the word.
It said fuck. It said just fuck me. It said just fuck me. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, the fashion in me was like, good customization though.
It was a lot. It
Yeah.
was a lot. It was never a dull moment for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of cookies, we saw. Well, to go back to the shows for a second. First show we saw was the Michael Jackson
Cirque du Soleil show.
Cirque du Soleil show. Cool.
Very
Really
cool.
dope. We had great seats, in my opinion. I know but I enjoyed it, and
Yeah.
it was cool. I didn't. I was taken aback by how large these resort slash casino slash concert hall slash malls were. Because I've never been in a building that big.
Right. It is a bit disorienting, especially when you're in the casino part because there's no
with
windows.
no real good sense of direction either. There's not a lot of signs. We also went. I don't know if you knew this. We went during summer league, and so for the
Oh
NBA,
yeah, the athletes was out there. Steph
yeah, which
Curry, AD,
yep,
and LeBron James were all out there at the same
all of the
time.
teams was out there. Bronny was out there.
Yeah.
One of our friends who went with us saw Richard Jefferson out there, who
Yup.
played for the Cavs and won a championship with LeBron, and who's also on ESPN. I think he does like NBA Countdown and some of the other shows on ESPN. So yeah, I mean, there was just people. I'm pretty sure I saw an Instagram model out there too.
There were
Not gonna
probably,
hold
I
you
mean, there was probably
at the
plenty of them.
Bellagio. There's some distinct things about this one that I was just like, I think that is who I think it is, and
Oh
I'm gonna
Lord.
walk the other way. Anyway, but yeah, so salute to Vegas, man. I go back. I heard that
Vegas was
there's a
cute.
big ass there's like a roller coaster in one of those
A
places.
roller coaster?
Hmm.
Yeah, no.
Apparently, there's a roller coaster in one of the little hotel slash multi hyphenated places. Um, they have the pool, the rooftop pool parties and stuff. Drea's nightclub that has a lot of like Fabulous and Tyga and French Montana
I think
and
Waka Flocka was there when we
Lil Wayne,
were
Waka Flocka was there.
in town.
So I'd want to experience those things. I want to
Yeah.
go inside the sphere because, like you with architecture, the sphere is fully a a technology feat. Um, and we were able to see it from afar, and it
Yeah.
was cool from afar.
It
So I can
was
only
very
imagine
cool.
what it's like up close.
I heard it's like $100 per ticket though.
I think that's worth it compared to what you're getting, because I mean,
Okay.
yeah. So, and then old Vegas, we never got to go to old Vegas. I don't know why when I think of old Vegas, I think of old Valyria for some reason. I think it's because I've been in Game of Thrones
We've been House of
lore.
Dragons
Yeah,
pretty heavy.
I've been in it a
Yeah,
lot,
and you
but
like to do a lot of research into that stuff too. You
I
be
like
looking up every
history.
single different
Oh,
dragon
it's so
and
fun.
Lord have mercy.
But yeah, salute to Vegas, man. It was a fun
It
time.
was cute. Vegas was a vibe.
Yeah, man, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
Expensive though, bro. Damn.
Good God Almighty. Everything
Golly.
was so expensive. We
It's
went to a Mexican
expensive, bro.
restaurant and I literally gasped at all the prices. Carrick
Yeah.
had to tell me to shut up.
Yeah, she was
He was
wilding.
like, stop.
He was
You're
in front of
being
company.
embarrassing. They were asking for $34 for a taco.
That is true. That is true.
A taco?
That is true. I will give you that.
Meat, cheese, and a corn tortilla?
Yeah.
Shut up. I mean, the food was really good, but not $34 for a
Not
taco
$34
good.
good. Oh,
I was stupid.
the other thing about Vegas too, their pizza is great. There's this place
Yeah.
called Secret
We
Pizza.
did go to Secret Pizza.
Real good pizza.
Lord God.
We went to In-N-Out, and I know
In and Out was
yeah, I've
nice.
seen different reviews about it, and it might be because we were having a time, but I really enjoyed that burger. It
It
was
was
fresh, it was
delicious.
simple, it was, we had it with the extra, what was that sauce that our homie, it was like this
It
secret
was kind of
sauce that
like
they
a
put.
mac sauce.
Yeah, the animal style or something like that. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah. We had the
it
animal
was really
style or
good
whatever.
too.
It was
So we're
phenomenal.
probably forgetting stuff, but good little trip
So
for sure.
solid like for Vegas.
Solid like.
I think a solid like is fair. Well, we did gamble a little bit, played a little bit of slots, lost. So,
Lost. Yeah.
there's not much to
Nothing much
report
to
there.
report on that. Didn't hit it big. Like,
Not at
nah.
all. Not
So
at all. But we did have a good
we did
time.
see a couple go crazy on the slots where
Yeah, we
they
did
won
see
like,
somebody hit a jackpot.
yeah, we had to do the math, like, because they was doing like 50 cent and 75 cent bets, and
Yeah.
we didn't calculated it up, and it was like 13
Yeah,
grand or something
yeah,
that they
yeah.
was
Shorty that we
knocking it
looked
down.
at, yeah, she came up
Her
with
her
like
husband
13,000.
was playing two slots, and they were together, and
They
they
were
was running
racking it
it.
up.
They was running it, man.
Good
Salute to
God.
them.
Salute to them.
Yeah.
Lucky bastards. All right, one's got to go.
One's gotta go. So, one's got to go. Elementary teachers, middle school teachers, high school teachers, college professors. One's gotta go. One more time. Elementary teachers, middle school teachers, high school teachers, college professors.
This is going to be strictly predicated on my own personal experience in school growing up. Middle school teachers.
Ooh,
Yeah, middle school wasn't great for me.
okay.
Yeah, middle school was trash. We can just skip middle school in general. That's when kids really evolve into premium dickheads. You know what I mean? Like right there in that 12 to 13 range is when they switch from being cute and lovable to hellish and conniving.
Definitely conniving.
Conniving.
That's when you are at your like peak. No, I wouldn't say peak, but you are
You smelling yourself for
adjusting
sure.
to your ability to lie in middle school.
You're just
Like
sneaking around. You're just doing foolishness that
just
you don't have
foolishness.
no business doing.
Hmm.
And I was still very much like young and innocent. And
I
there
was
were
not.
kids that I was going to school with that were not, and they were in the shits. And yeah, I wasn't going for that goody two shoes Poindexter kind of energy that I was definitely
Hmm.
on heavy.
You had you middle school in Georgia.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
middle school in the Bronx in New York. Um, so different experiences.
Yeah, very different
My middle school was
experiences.
across the street from the projects. Shout out to Edenwald Projects. But yeah. Any other reasoning, or do you want me to?
Well, because the question was about teachers, not kids. So I'm
True.
projecting. It was about teachers.
True.
I don't really remember any of my middle school teachers.
That might be proving your point.
Yeah, they there was nothing special about them, right? Like I remember a good number of my elementary school teachers. I remember Miss Maxwell. I remember Mr. Blunt. I remember Miss Cowan. I remember my elementary school teachers. Those like real formative years when you're growing up.
Yeah.
If you have good teachers, like and they pour into you, they really leave an impact on you. You know.
Mm-hmm.
High school was cool. I had a couple of really good teachers actually. I mean, I still have a souvenir from one of my high school teachers, my high school art teacher, who was absolutely fantastic. Um, yeah,
Mm.
two of them, a few of yeah, there's a number of them that I really really liked. College was really dope. I really did love my college experience, even though I went to a pretty small
Yeah. We went
university.
to the same college where we met.
Yeah. So, I mean, of all of those, I would say middle school teachers, they were the like least impactful in my mind.
Okay. I'm gonna go college professors.
Okay. Say
Uh,
more.
because in my mind, at least, the way I am understanding this one gotta go is like, if you don't have the professors, that means that that section of education um
Doesn't exist.
doesn't really exist because who's teaching, right?
Right.
And so if we are talking, you know, K to 12, um, and kind of those formative years, especially nowadays where college may not be, is definitely not the only avenue of success.
No, college is a racket.
College
this
is a racket, but
this is coming from people who went to
oh
college.
yeah, for
I
sure.
think the experience was amazing, and having the time like that transitionary space between like really being a kid in high school.
Mm-hmm.
When you graduate, I still felt like a child. I'll say that. Like at 17, I didn't know anything about anything, and having
Yeah.
the opportunity to really like explore my individuality and like taking care of myself and having real independence in college was really important for me, and like the process of adulting.
Mm-hmm.
And so having that break period is really important because you're basically like being incubated before you're pushed out into like the real world.
Mm-hmm.
But as an institution in general, I do think that real world experience and apprenticeships and things like that are a better form of education than higher education to me.
Which is why I think if I had to, I would let go of college professors
Okay.
because of the different avenues that are there are for like success. So, but you still, I think that that elementary teacher is super important. I don't
Yeah.
remember the names of my, but I can remember faces and having someone to kind of look up to guide you. And we're assuming these are all good teachers, right? We're not talking about necessarily bad teachers, but that's important in those six, seven, five,
Yeah.
six, seven, and then middle school is important too because there needs to be structure there while you're going through your probably like weird phases. You're hitting puberty and things like that. So structure there in teaching is important. And then high school is important because while we were kids, you are still definitely growing into your own in your adolescence. And, you're talking about 14 to 17, 18 for some people, 19 for some people.
Okay. All right.
So so I think being able to use those as a launching pad into adulthood is important. But so the tradition of like using those as launching pad into college and having college professors
Yeah.
is not as important. It's not as necessary as it once was. So
No.
to me,
College
college
is the
can
one that's
go.
got to go. Okay. Fair enough. I'm not mad at it. Okay. I've got to remember one for you.
Cool.
Okay, so like we were talking about when we went to Vegas, Kevin Hart, his special was called Acting My Age. And so a lot of the jokes, not just for him, but also for his openers, the Plastic Cup Boys, was really predicated about like getting older and like just really superior old people jokes. And so there was one joke in particular where he's basically talking about like his injury. Like everybody knows
Oh
about the
my god.
groin injury that he sustained when racing a
A
football
football
player,
player.
right?
This nigga, man.
At a like party.
At a
And
barbecue
he
in the middle of the
literally
street.
pulled his abductors. Like he ripped them apart. In his special, he described them as he felt like his dick fell off
Into a bush.
into a bush. Like he was pretty sure. And so my number one is like, so we're getting older. Okay. We are in our big threes. We are not, spry anymore. Do you remember when you were a kid and you would hurt yourself? And I don't mean like a scrape on any, I'm talking about busting your ass. Okay. And how quickly you could heal from that injury versus now. Because I have a very, very apropos example of that.
I think I know example you're talking about. When I bust my ass.
I'm talking about like whether it's riding a scooter down a hill or a bike or trying to play on a skateboard or rollerblades or something like that and like really taking a
Oh,
fall.
well, I'll tell you this. When I was in elementary school, I think this was fourth or fifth grade. So I don't know the math on that.
So like
9,
nine or
10,
eight. So like eight or no, fourth or
fourth,
fifth
fifth.
grade, 9 or 10.
Okay. Recess. Last time I told y'all, this is the same stage now that my rival
Or you
was
got,
was
yeah, you
was
have
out
to
on
throw your first punch.
that same playground. I was running around as kids do, and we had it was a big field, but it was all concrete. Shout out to New York. It was all concrete. We could play kickball on one other side, and then they had two hoops, basketball hoops. But the basketball hoop poles, they were metal,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I was playing tag or what. I don't know if kids probably don't pay this no more, but like I'm not gonna say it. But I was running around and
You was playing hide and go get, yo.
no, 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 no. It's wide open field. We can't do that. I have played that. It's a conversation for another day. But I ran into one of those poles
Damn.
face first,
Okay.
head first, really, and fell.
You just did, were you running and you weren't looking forward?
I was running. I was not looking forward. I was looking
Yeah.
to the
Kids
side
are
of
good for
me.
that.
And when I turned, the
Douche.
pole was right there, and I'm already in full. I got on my good sneakers. I'm in.
He's making a smooth
I'm
10
gone,
miles
bro.
an hour. The
I'm
form.
gone. I'm. You can't catch me. You feel what I'm saying? I
He's a
was small
flash.
back then, and no, I was still small. I was still short.
Agile.
Gone, boy.
Aerodynamic.
Went right. I might as well ran through the pole, and hit my ding. You can hear it.
Ooh, and that
My head.
sound when the hollow reverberation of that pole.
Yeah.
And so now everyone's looking at your
looking at
ass
me, and then you
on the floor.
and it's crazy because unfortunately I didn't knock myself out because
Unfortunately, I didn't
well
knock myself
because
out.
what come when someone when that happens to a kid, again, middle school, what happened, or elementary school, what happens?
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
embarrassment is
it's
crazy.
crazy. Lunch lady had to help me up.
Not
You
the
know what I'm
lunch
saying?
lady. What's she doing outside?
Watching the
She's
kids.
supposed to be making
There's
lunch.
only so much staff. It was right after lunch. Like, there's only so much staff. This is also the lady that caught me giving money out because I had stole money from one of my aunts. Not stole, it was by accident. Well, it wasn't by accident. I saw $50 on the table. Okay? I saw $50 on the table. And I took the
Why are you so
$50.
bad?
And then I went to the deli store, got change. They gave me my change. And man, I was the coolest nigga. Three, all different stories, but happened around the same age. But yes, I got up from that and was fine by the end of the day.
Yeah,
If I did that today,
you would be
I'd be in the
concussed.
hospital.
You would be in the
Be in the
hospital
hospital.
4 or 5 days.
Minimum urgent care, but definitely in the hospital.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum. So recently, so I actually have a very similar story to that.
Uh-oh.
So when I was younger, I want to say I was probably in about the fourth grade. So 8. And for whatever reason, I wasn't playing with anybody. I was just like kind of hanging out by myself at recess. And the same basketball pole. I mean, I wasn't tall enough to shoot the basketball, and I didn't have a basketball. So I was just in my own little world. And I'm like twirling around the pole. Like I'm, like when you're holding it and you're just swinging, you're like, la, 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 So I'm walking around the pole as I'm holding it, and I slip. And somehow, like in the process of me trying to catch myself, I actually end up running into the pole, like my chest to stomach area, somewhere in my,
Oh.
like, I don't know what this area is called.
You might as well got punched in the stomach.
Yes, I basically got it. I got punched in the stomach by the pole. Like it clipped me. Like I folded over the side of it and was like, it knocked my breath away.
Wow.
I fell immediately to the floor,
That'll do it.
and I was just sitting there with my eyes open, trying to call out for help, but I had no breath. So I was just like,
Poor thing. Good Lord.
I laid. No one ever saw me. No one ever found me. I just had to. I just laid there on that floor and I just had to catch my breath. And then once I did, I was fine. I got back up and I was cool. Everything was good. In comparison to, I want to say about a month ago, I'm walking back from a lunch spot with one of my old coworkers, and we are going through the crosswalk. This is a fairly new crosswalk in the part of the city that I work in. And for some reason, the curb cut, okay, is very small. Like it's not wide at all. We're walking side by side. So really there's only enough room for one person to make it onto like the flat part of the curb cut. And so I was on the part of the curb cut that ramps up, right? And so I'm not looking at where I'm walking because I'm looking at my friend. We're talking. My foot catches the part of the curb cut that is ramping up back to the curb, right? And I take a fall
Yikes.
right there at the end of the crosswalk, right before I get onto the sidewalk. I stumble and fall. I fall on my ankle, like all of my weight falls on my right ankle, and my body goes, we can't do this. And I
Damn it, man.
collapse, and my left knee hits the ground. And when I tell you I fell so slow, y'all, I was like,
You took a knee?
I took a knee. I
Yeah.
literally ended up on like my hands and knees on the ground.
Hands on your knees.
Yeah. And I got up and, I caught my breath in the lobby of the building that we work in. And I like looked down at my knee. I'm like, dang, I scuffed up my pants. And so I go to roll up my pants leg, and what I thought was dirt on my knee, it was not. It was my skin. It was my skin. So I tore my knee up to the white meat, y'all. Rolled my ankle bad, okay? And it's still not healed. This was a month ago. I
Yeah.
still can't kneel down. on or put any weight on this knee yet. It still
Really?
hurts, right? My ankle is better now. I have about 95%, you know, mobility
Yeah.
in that ankle. But if I bend it or put pressure on it in the direction in which I fell on it,
You can
it
feel it.
hurts. I can
Yeah.
feel it. It's still tight. Lord
Whew.
God, getting old is
And we in
not
our,
cute.
we ain't gonna sit here and act like we the oldest people in the
No,
world.
we're not.
We just in our 30s and we in really good health.
I think so.
And
But
yeah.
you just don't heal the way you used to. It's them stem cells
But
when you young.
you also don't fall. We are not in positions in our lives where we're falling a lot either. We're not doing some of the same stuff. I used to ride bikes all day and like push around with friends outside in the cars and like
I mean, you see it now when
all
you
this
look
type of
at
stuff.
kids. They fall on a regular basis and they just
Yeah,
pop back up like
yeah.
nothing.
My son be wilding.
Yeah, like, and to watch him like bounce up and down when he plays peekaboo,
Ciao.
like his knees are bionic. He could just boop, boop,
Because they're
boop, boop,
brand
boop,
new.
boop, boop. They brand new. They
They're
nice and
brand
oiled
new.
up. You know, it's fantastic. I love to
Fresh
see.
out
I
the
love that
box.
for him. Yeah,
Fresh out the
rip
box
him out the
knees, boy.
plastic. He is brand new. Yeah, man, it's hard. It's hard getting older, and if this is how it feels now,
Ciao.
there ain't no hope. Ain't no hope for us. Ain't no hope for us. Because when I tell
Uh,
you, when I took that fall, I was like, is the will updated? It was because I felt slow, y'all. I felt slow. I had time to think about my actions
yeah.
on the way down.
And falling in public is the worst, huh?
It was, I'm the type of person, I laugh at myself very easily. Like,
Mm.
I knew that the car that was stopped in front of me at the crosswalk, they were like, oh shit. I'm pretty sure I would have cracked up. I did crack up. Like, when I got up, I was laughing. I was like, yo, what the hell just happened? It was so random. How you falling at your big age?
It be
You ain't,
happening,
how did
bro.
I get
I mean,
crossed up by a curb? It was
I think the
wild.
probably most common fall for everybody, regardless of age, is if you have steps in your house, you
Lord
gonna
God.
fall up and down them steps at some point.
In both directions. Yeah, you will.
100%. So how you fall up the stairs?
You
Stop asking
know,
that
stop
question.
being stupid.
You know how you can fall up the
You
stairs, bro.
slip on your way up the
There you
steps. Be for
go.
real.
There you go.
Come
I just
on.
go straight to my hands before I even. I don't
Yeah.
even. I just whoop. Sometimes I used to just crawl. I just crawl the rest of the way. I don't
No,
even
you
bother
don't.
try
No,
to
you
like. I
don't.
don't. You hit me up there sometimes. I flip right on that
Yeah,
second.
I do
I
be hearing you
nope.
sometimes.
Nope. I'm not even gonna buy. And our stairs don't do us no favor because
Not
it's
at
all
all.
wood
All solid wood.
and it's cornered.
Come
It
on.
got edges.
Straight.
Nah, man. I'm
Modern
taking.
stair profile.
Shoot, even if,
Ski, 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 ski.
y'all you hit your head, you hit your toe on the edge of the bed or the couch
Nigga.
or something. I
I
fall down, no matter what. I just
when he hit
fall.
that toe, he
Gone.
folds. He folds like a lawn
Surrender.
chair.
I'm not.
He gives it up to
I'm
God.
not
He go,
even. I'm not playing with it, bro. I just
Yeah.
fall, bro. I
I
heal better
hit
when I'm on the
my
ground.
toe at least bi-weekly. Like a pay
Fam?
period, I hit my toe on edges of
Nah, b.
things.
Nah, b.
Good God.
It's crazy, bro.
I just had to, you know, humble us for a
Y'all
second.
be careful and take care of
Gots to
yourselves. You
be
feel
more
me?
careful. All right. Gotta
And stretch
lubricate your
when you
joints,
can.
stretch and drink your water and take your collagen. Okay. So you have a Am I Wallin?
I do,
Let's hear it.
and I hope I
To
can
wrap this
work.
thing up.
I hope I can workshop this the way that I need to workshop this out. But we're gonna make it happen. So
Okay. Let's hear it.
we watched the new Tyler Perry movie, Divorce in the Black, I
Yeah, we
believe it's
did.
called,
Yeah, with
with
Megan
Megan
Good.
Good and Corey Hardict, I believe is his name.
Okay.
One of the one of the Maury twins' ex-husband. I don't know which one it is.
Tia Mori,
Tia.
her ex-husband.
Yeah, the white one. Um, sorry for that. Not really.
What?
Well, she don't really be acting as if
I don't remember her saying that she identifies as white.
she don't. But y'all know what I'm talking about.
Do they?
Compared, no, not they. It's just one of them. Just one of them that be acting a little little, you know what I'm saying?
I
But
mean,
the other one
Tamara is
is
married
on
to a
it.
white man.
Well, it may be shoot, it may be her that she's fully embraced her. She be doing the stuff that lets me know that she still recognizes that she's.
Okay.
But yeah, cool movie. Actually, it was more than cool. We had us on the edge of our seat, and the beginning scene,
Yeah.
the beginning scene is a funeral for a family member of one of the I forget the family last name, but
Starts with a D, like a Duncan or
the Ben Courts or something like
who
that.
cares?
And one of the brothers dies,
Yes.
and so they're at the funeral. Megan Good is married to one of the other brothers. I think it's like four or five brothers or something like that. And they're in this church, and preacher's preaching.
Yes, it was.
It starts out that way until he starts kind of saying some things about that family and how those brothers have been terrorizing this small town for a long time. And the reason why we're even having this funeral is because that young man who passed away was attempting to steal a purse from a member of the church, and she shot him
Yeah, she got the blammer out on
in
him.
self defense.
Yeah, she
And you
did.
know, it's just kind of a testament to like, you kids have always been terrible. And
Yeah, he told them about themselves at the funeral.
and it was a mess. I'm not gonna go into the story. You got to watch it.
A mess is right.
The movie is on Amazon Prime. But the question is, the reason why they were there at that church. Not only was it the only church in that small town. It was also Megan Good's character, who again is married to one of the brothers. It's her father's church, and she insisted on them having the funeral there instead of what they were going to do, which was bury the brother where the rest of their uh, family is buried, which is in their trailer park state. Let's say it that way. Their
Okay.
land, because they got land. It's not. I'm not even trying to. They got a few. They got some. They got land out there. So that's where they were gonna bury them, in the dirt. Just when old men say stupid stuff like, just bury me in the backyard. That's literally kind of what they were gonna do. And so the funeral went to
All right.
it went to rye. It went to foolishness. They managed to. I'm not gonna give it away, but is that her? Is she tripping for
Is
interjecting herself? Now they are married, but she interjected herself in making a decision, influencing a decision to make sure that, you know, he had a proper burial in her mind. But when they speak about it later between her and her husband, it's, you know, he mentions, it's just like, you, I didn't even want to be, I didn't even want to have, we should have did what we were gonna do and bury him where the rest of us are buried. And when he said that, I said, why did you interject yourself into that, young lady?
I understood. So your question is she wilding because she suggested that they have the funeral there and have a quote unquote proper burial where he
Yes.
can have a decent homegoing. Um, I don't think she's wilding because of the sentiment. I think she did not read the room, right? Like if you decide to watch the film, what you will see from this family is that they are unruly at best. Okay? They
Sure.
are disrespectful. They are like
But they are family.
whatever. They are disrespectful. They have terrorized this community
They
for
have. That
years.
is a fact.
They are essentially the black sheep of this community. Nobody likes them.
Only because they've been terrorizing them. But yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's pretty good
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
Her
They're not
the
making
mother,
it
the
up.
matriarch of this family, definitely encourages the behavior
Yeah.
from all of her sons
Yeah.
and makes no apologies for the way that they act, behave, or carry on. I think that if you know that, but so we all have members of our family that we know damn well we can't take nowhere. We all
Hilarious.
have members of our family that we go, who all gonna be there? Cousin such and such. You know what? I'm not even gonna show up, because every time they show up, it's some foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically an entire family of that type of energy
Mm-hmm.
for this community. And so I don't think that her heart was not in the wrong place. She did want, her husband's brother to have a proper home going, instead of just being buried in the backyard in a pine box. Now, if that's their tradition, if that's what they
It
like to
wasn't even
do,
in the pine box.
no, it wasn't. Nope. They buried him, yeah, like a dog in the bag.
Yeah.
But if that's what they do, if that's what they're cool with, then you should know the family that you married into enough to know that if your father, the pastor of
Mm-hmm.
this local community
Mm-hmm.
church, is not going to have good things to say about this person, then, which there wasn't anything good to say. Like, he was like, I can't stand on top in this pulpit in front of this community, in front of this congregation of people that I have been preaching to for the better part
Yeah.
of my entire life, and
Yeah.
lie. You want me to sit up here and lie and say that this person was good? They were not.
Mm-hmm.
And his sermon was basically a cautionary tale to the remaining brothers, like, turn your life around,
Yeah,
live
true.
right,
That
do
he did
better,
say.
so that
He
you
shaded the hell
don't.
out of them, but he
He
did say
did,
that.
but the message, let me tell you something. He didn't lie.
He didn't.
He did not lie in his sermon. And I don't think he even dishonored him,
Well, he
because
was because of what transpired, he was poking them a little
he
bit. They were
was
in the front of the.
but he was being candid. We're not going to sit up here and lie about how this person, the impact that they had on this community. And we're not going to sit up here and act as if and say all of these flowery words that are
Sure.
false and pretend as if he was something that he wasn't. Let's talk about the life that he lived, and, let it be a message to other people that when you live by the sword, you die by the sword kind of message. That's essentially the premise of his sermon. And they didn't take it well, child. And it
Nope.
started to go to hell from there.
I mean, they sat there for a little bit and
They
listened.
did. They
did.
took
They
about
did.
as much of it as they thought that they could
And then
take, and
they
then they
couldn't.
didn't.
And then they couldn't.
And then that's when the movie began. Okay,
Yeah.
that's where it jumped off. So is she wildin'? I think she's wildin' because she should have known better. What you see from Megan's Good character is someone who knows better but does not do better. That's how I would sum up her character in this movie the entire time. She is someone who knows better but does not do better. When you see the type of family that she comes from, the opportunities that she has, the people that are around her, the people
Yeah.
that love her, you look at it and then you look at how beautiful she is. You're like, why are you subjecting yourself to such abuse? Why do you not believe that you are worthy of better than this?
Tyler Perry movies are going Tyler Perry.
Yeah, they are.
And
Yeah,
we
they
watch
are.
it because we know it's going Tyler Perry at some point.
Oh, it's a telenovela,
And
but black.
I mean, to me, she wildin'.
She was wildin'.
You know good.
Yeah, she knew
Listen,
good and
you
goddamn well that she couldn't bring
I
them
know
people
that
no fucking where.
I don't know if they disclose how long they were married,
I don't think they do either.
but and we're gonna watch it again at some point.
Yes,
but
we will.
um
Might watch it
I
tonight because Charlotte was funny.
I'm big on, like, if that's their tradition, then let them have their goddamn tradition.
My
Like,
thing is, like, meet people where they at.
bro,
You
the
n-
rest of his family is buried where they buried, and it ain't even like it's not like they throw him in a river and just call it a day, bro. When they took him out of what they took him out of, again, I'm not trying to give it away.
I mean, we done.
We done. If you pan out, you see the other, like,
Yeah.
sites. So
Yeah.
I'm just, some people be like, oh, how could you do that? It's like, bro, that's their
And
family
honestly,
area.
her husband's attitude afterwards was like, you always thought you were better than me. Like, we should have done, we should have buried him
said
the
that,
way
yeah.
that we wanted to bury him the whole time. Like, we cool with being ghetto and unruly and crazy. If you not with it, just say that.
She should have minded her business on that, bro.
She should have
And
minded
you
her
get
business.
what you get. And then not only that, your father, like, this is you know both sides of this. You a part of one side, and you know who they are, and you decided to marry this thing. Her friend even told her. Her friend was like, "This is better." Making
It's
jokes. Her best
yeah.
friend, actually, her
Her
best friend
very
that she's
best
known for a long
friend.
time. She said, "At least this was better than your wedding." And she was like, "How could you say something like that?" It's like, bro,
She said because I was
you
there
know, and they show that. They show a flashback of her
of her
wedding.
wedding.
Lord have mercy.
Tragic.
And after that point, why
Why are
would you
you even
take it
talking to
upon
them?
yourself and then put your father in the situation where he has to stress him? Your father old. You stressing him out.
Child, he ain't never
Okay,
liked
you
him.
should have allowed. They would have never had to have nothing to do with nothing, and there wouldn't have been this big old hullabaloo because it was a big hullabaloo. It was a
It was a
shenanigans.
hullabaloo.
Watch it. The first
If
15
you're
minutes of
gonna
that movie,
shenan once, you gonna shenan again.
the first
Okay?
the first 15 minutes of that movie is crazy. All because
It was
you
excellent.
wanted to do the right thing and have this boy buried properly. And it's just like, properly to
Her heart
who?
was in the right place, but her head don't have a whole lot of sense in it.
Man, leave people and their traditions alone, bro. Somebody, especially when it come on to death, you gotta let that be,
I
even
don't
if
even
you
think
don't
it was
agree
a
with it.
tradition. I just think that
They had the plots out
I
there.
I just think that they know that they are ostracized from that community and they don't want nothing from them and they're fine with that. And so she should have
Let
recognized that and just let them be.
let them be,
Let them
man.
be. Let
Let
them
them
sit there in their
be.
trailer park and
You
be.
tripping. You gotta
Okay?
let that come on
Let them
now.
go.
You gonna invite certain people to a Thanksgiving dinner and then be and wonder why the dinner didn't go well, or invite certain people to cook
You
at the
know your
dinner and
auntie is
wonder why.
shady.
Why would
You
you do
know
that
she
to
gonna
yourself?
ask you about business that ain't
Come
got nothing
on,
to do with
man. You
her.
gotta
Why
let
you
people
invited her?
let the people be, bro.
Come on now.
But
Leave them
watch the
where they at.
movie again. Divorce in the
It was
Black,
cute,
Tyler
child.
Perry movie,
It
and it's a
was
Tyler
funny.
Perry
It was
movie in the
entertaining
fullest. It
at the
was
very
entertaining.
least.
It was cool,
It'll
man,
keep you on the edge of your seat.
for sure.
Okay? Plot points gonna have some holes in it. But
Yep.
entertainment, it's gonna be there.
Yeah, man.
I love that. All right, we gonna call it.
Are we calling it?
That's it.
I
We
think
did
we
it.
did it. I think we did it, man.
Awesome. Well, you guys, if you're still with us, thank you. We appreciate you. Okay. And no matter where you go after this, no matter where you end up, make sure you go with God.
Go with God.
It's the one thing for certain podcasts. Bye.
Peace.